You, go ahead. Good job. What about your forward roll? Can you do your flip? Hello Bookworm family, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Danny. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell because I am posting every day for Vlogmas. And if you guys are not already following me on Instagram, please be sure to do that. It's at _dancing_bookworm. I post on there full book reviews and bookish content. So this is my weekend vlog, not blog. I'm at work right now. I just finished up. We started a new class tonight, a kindergarten cheerleading class. So that was quite an event. They had a lot of fun, but I only took cheer until I was like 13, I think maybe even younger. I stopped cheerleading, so I only teach like the baby cheerleading classes because that's all I knew up to. But they did really good. It was cute. But I did just finish up my classes for the night. It is about 6:20ish, like 6:20ish. I'm headed home, and I have someone picking up. I'm selling my keyboard. I'm no longer going to be playing piano or doing piano lessons. So I have somebody picking up my keyboard at 7. But other than that, it is Polarathon weekend. So if you guys don't know, Jade from Jadeyraereads is doing a mini Polarathon escape weekend, or like mini Polar Escape. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a mini version of her readathon, which is Polarathon, but there's no prompts to it. So I'm going to be doing that, and I'm also going to be incorporating, I'm doing choose your own holiday adventure readathon, and I will link all that information down below for both of those readathons. But I'm going to try to do the whole, so the choose your own holiday adventure is I found it from Thebookishknitter. But I know a bunch of people are working on it, but I know she's one of the people. But basically it's this chart right here. I will point to it. And you choose a path. So I chose the kids path. So I have to read a book with snow on the cover, a book, right? Snow on the cover? Yeah, a book with snow on the cover, a book with red on the cover, a book with traveling in it, and a character who is naughty or nice. So 4 books. So I'm going to try to read all 4 books this weekend, and 3 of the books that I want to read will work for Polarathon because Polarathon is only polar fantasies, so cold setting fantasies, and one of the books that I'm reading is not a fantasy. So 3 of those will work for Polarathon, so I will have 3 done for that, and 4 for the holiday choose your own holiday adventure. But some of the books that I'm reading this weekend are not on my TBR for December, and if you guys have watched my videos over the last couple weeks, you know that my December TBR is 21 books long, so the fact that I'm going to be risking by reading books that are not on there is crazy, but I'm going to give it a go, and hopefully Christmas break will bring me lots of reading time is really what I'm hoping for. But yeah, so my Uber should be here any minute. I'm going to head home and get started into Polarathon, and I will tell you guys about the books that I'm going to be reading for it when I get home. Okay, so I have like a weird bulge coming out of my sleeve because I'm having a really bad reaction to my flu shot. So I have to ice it because it hurts really bad, and it's like red and swollen and itchy and hot. So, you know, none of the good things. So I'm trying to ice it. But I want to show you guys what books I'm going to be reading for Polarathon. So, slash the choose your own holiday adventure challenge. Blah, I can never remember the name of it. But the first one I'm going to be reading, this is for Snow on the Cover, or Has Snow, or whatever it is, for Choose Your Own Holiday Adventure, and it's also for Polarathon because it's polar fantasy, and that's Conceal Don't Feel by Jen Kalanita. I think I originally said Jennifer Kalanita, but it's Jen Kalanita. And this is as if Anna and Elsa never met, or like Anna was taken away as like a little kid after Elsa's like powers hit her, and Elsa's out determined to find her so that she doesn't have to be lonely anymore. The second book I'm going to read is not for Polarathon, it's just for the Choose Your Own Holiday Adventure Challenge, and that is Wishin' and Hopin' by Wally Lamb, and this is about a little boy who's trying to just survive Christmas and his school Christmas pageant, and it takes place in the 1960s. This is not for Polarathon because it's not a fantasy, it's more of like a realistic historical kind of thing, it sounds like. So yeah, I'm going to be reading that one for that. Then for traveling for the holiday, choose your own holiday challenge, that one I'm going to be reading. This one was pushing it, but I'm going to read it because it sounds like at least a good chunk of the beginning and the ending take place in winter areas, but I'm going to be reading Many Waters by Madeleine L'Engle, and this is the 4th book in the Wrinkle in Time Quintet, and this takes place with Meg's brothers, Sandy and Dennis, have to go back in time to when Noah's Ark was built. However, in the beginning, it takes place in the winter, and then they're transported to the desert, so this will work. I'm also going to use this for Polar Fantasy because it does have fantastical elements to it, so that'll be for Polarathon too, but I thought it would work for this because they obviously start in a wintry area and then travel to like the desert, but it still takes place at the winter time. So and then the last one I'm going to be reading is an ebook that I downloaded, and that will be The Christmas Carol, or A Christmas Carol, I think it's A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, and obviously that's about Ebenezer Scrooge, who does not like Christmas and is not giving or kind-spirited, and he is taken by 3 ghosts to visit Christmas past, present, and future to see what life is like basically with everybody around him. And that one will also be for Polar Fantasy because obviously ghosts don't exist, so at least that I know of. So that will also be for Polar Fantasy. So I'm going to start with Conceal Don't Feel, work my way down, and hope I can get through all 4 this weekend. I do have work tomorrow, but only till 2:30, but I am babysitting tomorrow evening, but I'm hoping that'll keep me awake enough to watch, to read, to do the reading. And then Sunday I have nothing, so tonight I'm gonna start it and hopefully do good things, but I also just remembered I have to film 2 videos tonight, so whoops, I have to film tomorrow's and Sundays, so oops, gotta do that. So I have good news, but mostly I have bad news. So the bad news, first of all, I am only 37 pages into Conceal Don't Feel, because I fell asleep on it last night. At about 10:30, I fell asleep on the book. I woke up at 1:30 and couldn't get back to sleep, and I was like, hey, I'll read more. That would be the smart thing to do. And I had that intention, but my eyes were tired. So what I did instead is I started listening to Wishin' and Hopin'. I am about 2 hours into it, so that's all good stuff, right? I mean, started Wishin' and Hopin', 37 pages into Conceal Don't Feel. It's only 300 pages, so that's not too bad. Bad news. It's 11:55 at night on Saturday. I missed almost an entire day of Polarathon. Ask me why. All right, here's why. First of all, I had to go to work, so I worked my normal shift from 9 until 1:30. Then one of my coworkers couldn't come in for her solo because she is quarantined, so I had to do an hour-long solo. So I got home at 2:30. Then my brother asked me to babysit, but I was exhausted, so I took a nap first, and then I had to babysit from 5:30 to 9. I was still technically babysitting, but all the kids were asleep, so I was like, cool, I can read now. But then I was like, oh no, I haven't made any YouTube videos, and I should make at least 2. So as I was making YouTube videos, Riley woke up. Riley woke up scream crying. Riley was up till 11. My brother and sister-in-law finally got home at 11. I had to finish making my YouTube video, and here we are at 11:50, and I have not done anything for Polarathon today since 1:30 in the morning. So that's fun. So I am going to now make a very poor life decision, and here it is, right here. That's my very poor life decision. I am going to drink Mountain Dew and finish Conceal Don't Feel, because I can listen to Wishin' and Hopin' tomorrow, and then right afterwards I have Many Waters, which I can also listen to on audiobook. I found it on YouTube. Neither of them are very long audiobooks. They're pretty short, so I'm hopeful. So the only physical books I need to read are Conceal Don't Feel and A Christmas Carol. So if I can listen to those 2 audiobooks tomorrow throughout the day while I'm doing stuff like cleaning my room, because God knows I need it, then I'll be okay. I'll be okay, guys. I'll be okay, and I'll have made it through Polarathon. But the only way that's going to happen is if I finish Conceal Don't Feel tonight. So here we go. I also have a bag of chocolate. So let's go. morning. I have 100 pages left. I'm not loving this one. So the only Twisted Tale books that I've read up until this one are by Liz Braswell, and this one's by Jen Kalanita. And I don't know if it's just because Frozen is like I know all the words and stuff like that, and like I have it memorized pretty much because I watched it so many times, or if it's the writing style. But I feel like with the other Twisted Tale books, they don't like reference the movie as much. Like when I read Unbirthday, like there were definitely elements to Alice in Wonderland, but it was more like when Alice was older, and like the only things that they referenced were like flashbacks of when she went to Wonderland the first time. And that's what I really enjoyed about that one. Where this one, it's happening in the same time period as Frozen, which is fine. Like it's taking place like over like from when they're kids to like when Elsa's getting coronated and all that stuff. But they're kind of just like swapping roles, like where Elsa went, Anna's going, and where Anna went, Elsa's going, which is fine. But one of the things that's really bugging me is in the standard lines, like Anna said kind of thing, they're just like saying words from the movie and like the songs. So like at one point Elsa's just like, the cold never bothered me anyway. I'm like, okay, like we couldn't get more creative. Like I expected that line to be in there, but then like I don't know, there was like something about like, it's crazy we finish each other's sentences kind of thing. Like, and I'm just like, we didn't need to put that in there. We know the songs, like we know the songs, we get the references. Like if she did it a little bit more sneakily, but she just kind of like put them in the dialogue, which was weird to me. But overall, I kind of like the swapped, like Anna going where Elsa goes and Elsa goes where Anna goes, 'cause it's kind of cool. But I just don't like that, like, I don't know, I think, because, let me think, Once Upon a Dream took place inside Aurora's dream, so that was very different than the Disney movie. Unbirthday took place when Alice was 18. As Old as Time, I don't remember that one as well, but I feel, okay, so that one did take place at the same time Beauty and the Beast did, but there was something different about it. I'll have to look at that one. And then, what was the other one that I read? Did I read another one yet? Okay, hold on. I gotta walk over to my Twisted Tale books, so. Okay, so Part of Your World was good because it's like, what if Ursula ruled? So like that was very different than the movie. The reason I didn't like that was because you would read Ursula's part and then Ariel would be like, what? That happened? And that was supposed to be like a big shocking moment, but you already knew it happened from Ursula. What happened in As Old as Time? I can't remember. I gotta look at this one. But Unbirthday, like I said, it took place when she was 18, and Once Upon a Dream took place within the dream. So they were very different from the movies, which I appreciated. Okay, that's right. I remember now. So As Old as Time is like if Belle's mother was still alive and she's the one who cursed the beast. So it's more like Belle on a mission to find her mother, more so than like following the actual plot line of the story. But there was a lot of the actual plot in here. But like she didn't like quote the movie. She just kind of like would sneak in like certain references. Like Lumiere wasn't like straight up like, be our guest, but he was like, make yourself at home, pull up a chair, the dishes will know what to do, kind of thing. Like similar, but not like straight out the lines from the songs in the movies. So yeah, so out of the I've read 4, so, and then this is my 5th one. So out of the 4 that I've finished, 2 are vastly different than the movie, and that's Once Upon a Dream and Unbirthday, because they take place like different time periods. And then Part of Your World is very different because it's not like vastly different, but it's like as if the roles were reversed. So it's kind of like what they're trying to do in Conceal Don't Feel, but Conceal Don't Feel, I feel like she's just kind of like as if like a kid was like, I wonder what would happen if Elsa went here and Anna went here instead, like kind of thing, like a fan fiction almost. But like, you know how like sometimes they make like movie, what are they called? I can't think because it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Like the movie companion novels. It's kind of like that, but like somebody didn't watch the full movie. It's kind of what it reminds me of. Like they were like, oh, I think this happened. Let's write that down. So that's kind of like they just listened to the soundtrack and like threw some stuff in there. And then this one was in the same time period, but it wasn't like it had a very different plot line. So basically in Conceal Don't Feel, Anna and Elsa don't know each other exist, but like all the same things are happening. Like Elsa's getting coronated and stuff like that. But then they discover that each other exists. Well, Elsa discovers that Anna exists and she's off to go find her. And then like everything else is pretty similar. So I don't know, it's just weird. I think I like Liz Braswell's writing better, which I wasn't like a super big fan of Liz Braswell's writing in like Part of Your World. That one I think I only gave like a 3-star. But I think Unbirthday I know I gave 5-star. Tell Us Old Time I know I gave 5-star. And I think Once Upon a Dream I gave 4-star. So they've all been pretty high, but I don't think this one will be as high, unfortunately. And this is the one that I was really excited for, so that's a bummer. However, I have 100 pages left, and it has 100 pages to turn around, so, but yeah, I'm gonna break open the candy, because I'm starting to lose a little steam here, and I don't want to drink another Mountain Dew, because I've been reading like 100 pages an hour, and I think a Mountain Dew will keep me up for like another like 4 hours, and I don't want that. Because I got like a little like, my eyes are very wide, but my mind is very tired. So we're just gonna hit the candy. So some peanut butter M&Ms to get us through these last 100 pages. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see on my fingers, but the book, like the actual physical book, is black. And I just pulled my hands away and I was like, oh, look at that ink on my fingers. So yeah, that's fun. I gotta go try to get that off now. I lost my bookmark in my bed somewhere. I cannot find it. I don't know if anybody else does that, but now I have to take my sheets off to try to find my bookmark. But I did finish. Just hit myself in the face with it. But I did finish Conceal Don't Feel. It ended up being 3 stars for me. That really hurt. Dang. Okay, so that ended up being 3 stars for me. Wasn't my favorite Twisted Tale book. I felt like it was a little bit more immature than the other Twisted Tale books, too. Like, it just didn't have that, like, I don't know. Unbirthday talked a lot about, like, the government. Really, like, kind of put one on to Trump in a way. And I feel like even Part of Your World had a lot of like death in it and like kind of creepy elements, where this one didn't really. It was kind of just like a retelling of Frozen, like literally just a retelling of Frozen in like a semi-different plotline. But the thing that saved it and gave it 3 stars instead of 2 stars was the atmosphere, because I read this for Polarathon, so it was a beautiful polar atmosphere. I absolutely love, like, I could visualize the beauty of Frozen through the description, like how beautiful Elsa's ice castle is and stuff like that. Like, if I hadn't seen the movie, I would still get that beauty from it. So atmosphere saved it and character saved it, because she did a really good job of like making sure the characters stayed true to themselves. Like, Anna was a little ditzy and Elsa was very serious and Kristoff was very sarcastic and kind of snobby. And Hans was evil. Like, so it all kind of worked out. You know, like the characters worked themselves into the story nicely. It was just not my favorite plot line, or like, I don't know, just not like the most intriguing of the Twisted Tale books, but it was a 3 star. So it is now almost 4 in the morning because I took like a mini break, but I did read 100 pages an hour, so it is a fast read. But yeah, I took like a little mini break in between to snack a bit and to refuel. But now, so I want to go to bed, but it does take me a while to wind down after I turn my lights off. Like, lights really like keep me awake, so it takes me like 20-25 minutes to really like wind down and go to sleep. So I'm gonna play a game on my phone, but while I play a game on my phone, I can also listen to Scribd. So I'm gonna listen to a little bit more of Wishin' and Hopin' until I doze off, and hopefully I won't sleep in until like 5 in the afternoon tomorrow, because that'd be really bad. I think I'm gonna set an alarm, which I never do on Sundays because it's my day to sleep in, but I think I'm gonna set an alarm for 2:30. I know that sounds ridiculous, like I'm setting an alarm for 2:30, like, but by the time I go to sleep, 2:30 is gonna be reasonable. Like, I say that it takes me 25 minutes to wind down. I'm gonna get really into that book, I know it, and I'm gonna end up staying up until like 5 or 6 in the morning. But yeah, hoping to be like up and reading by 2:33ish, so yeah, we'll see if that happens. Okay, so it is like 4-ish, I think. I've been listening to Wishin' and Hopin' for a little bit now. I didn't sleep well last night. I like had really bad dreams. It was weird. But while I'm listening to Wishin' and Hopin', I'm working on my 2021 book journal, and getting that all ready for the new year. And then as soon as I finish Wishin' and Hopin', I'm going to jump right into Wrinkle in Time. Or not Wrinkle in Time, Many Waters. So 2 audiobooks in a row should give me enough time to actually like finish up this book journal, which I'm pretty excited about. So. Okay, so I just finished listening to Wishin' and Hopin'. It was so funny and so cute. I absolutely loved it. I think it's one of my favorite Christmas books that I've read, like, ever, because I don't read a lot, but like it was one of the top ones. It was so funny. I loved it so much. So it is a 5-star for me, and it was just really creative and just a good time. It reminded me a lot of A Christmas Story, like the movie, but it also kind of reminded me a little bit of like Dennis the Menace kind of vibe to it. It's just a little boy who gets himself into lots of trouble during Christmas time, and it was super cute. So I am about to jump into A Wrinkle in Time, or no, why do I keep calling it that? It's Many Waters. It's because it's part of the Wrinkle in Time series, by Madeline Lee Engel. So this I found on YouTube for an audiobook. Not sure how long it is, but the book itself isn't very big. Let's see how many pages it is. And I don't even think the print is that, yeah, the print's not even that small. So it is just over 300 pages. So I can't imagine it being very long. So I'm going to listen to it on audiobook as much as possible while I work on my book journal. And if I get bored of listening to it on audiobook, I will just switch over to reading it because I have the physical copy. So okay, so it's almost 10 o'clock. I have about an hour, maybe a little bit more left of Many Waters. It's okay so far. It's definitely not really polar, but I mean, it did start in the winter, so it just then transported them to the desert during Noah's Ark time. So, but like technically the time period is still like winter for them. It's just they're in the desert. So but yeah, I have like an hour, maybe even less of it, because I'm listening to it on double speed, and I'm doing really well with my 2021 book journal too, so I'm pretty happy with how today's going. As soon as I finish this one, I'm going to blow through Christmas Carol. It's only 160 pages and it's a script, so it should be pretty easy to read through. And that will conclude my weekend reading. So I'm going to jump back into this book because I really want to get it done before midnight. Okay, so I just finished reading Many Waters. I gave it 3 stars. It wasn't like the best book, like I liked Wrinkle in Time better, but it was better than some of the other ones that I've read in the series so far. Like I didn't really like An Acceptable Time, and I don't remember how I felt. Wait, no, it wasn't An Acceptable Time that I read. It was A Wind in the Door. I didn't like A Wind in the Door. I did kind of like Swiftly Tilting Planet, but this one was one of the better ones. It's probably like my second favorite in the series, but now it's 11:10 and I need to read A Christmas Carol, but unfortunately my Kindle got unplugged and is dead, so I'm like supercharging it really fast, and then I'm just gonna sit by my charger and read it. It's only 160 pages, but my charger is right by my fish tank, so it'll be like a nice little atmospheric moment for me. But seriously, I have 50 minutes to finish this book. I hope I can do it. It's 10 of midnight and I finished. I read 4 books this weekend with almost an entire day of not reading yesterday. Like, I'm so excited. It only took me 50 minutes, less than 50 minutes, because I think I started actually at quarter after to read A Christmas Carol. But I started reading it on my Kindle, and that version was not the script version, and that's what I wanted to read because I wanted a quick read. So I ended up downloading the script version, which was about 90 pages on my phone, and just reading it that way. And yeah, because I didn't want to actually read the book. I thought the one that I downloaded was the script, but I just want to read the script, so it was fast and easy and quick, and I'm so happy I did it. And I completed Polarathon and the holiday Choose Your Own Holiday Adventure Challenge. I'm so happy. So for Choose Your Own Holiday Adventure Challenge, for the book with snow on the cover, I read Conceal Don't Feel. Book with red on the cover, I read Wishin' and Hopin'. A book that featured traveling, I read Many Waters. And for a book that featured a naughty or nice character, I read A Christmas Carol play adaptation. So excited. And then for Polarathon, 3 of those counted for Polarathon. So I ended up reading 3 books for the mini Polarathon escape, which didn't have any prompts, just to read polar fantasy books. So I did it. I do want to say that the versions of Christmas Carol that I read were adapted by Robert Meek. I started reading that one, and then it like glitched out, so I switched over to one by James Hutchinson. So those I both found online, but I just wanted to like let you guys know that I did read like 2 different adaptations. So I started with Robert Meek's, it glitched out, and then I went on to James Hutchinson, but it was the same thing, just different adaptations. But yeah. 4 books in like technically 2 days. I'm so happy. You guys don't even understand. I can't believe I did that. Like, I did not think it was possible. So I'm gonna reward myself with a little TV time, finish up the part of the book journal that I'm working on right now, and go to bed. So thank you guys so much for watching this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoy your Christmas, holiday, wintry reads as well. See you next time. Bye.
Wasn't that a great video? Clearly books make me very happy. Now you can make me happy too. Click the subscribe button to follow my channel. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you think I did good. And the notification bell will let you know when I post new content. Also, follow my Instagram for more book shenanigans.